Hello, this is Draconovich, and I am doing a video broadcast on the power of the fan. Why should Ninja Theory and Capcom take fans seriously? Why should they take event status seriously? What can one video game fan do? I've been watching online on information on the newest game, but I've been noticing quite a bit of upset on the side of the fans. So I decided to do a little fun with gaming economics and play and see things in a more tangible light. This is merely prediction and going on the low safe gamble and estimates, not taking into account morbid curiosity of skeptical consumers on one side or the fact other games are coming out at the same time to entice a purchasing attention on the other side. This is merely based off of observing gaming as it grew from the Atari and seeing how the community has been changed and remained the same. This is not a professional accounting prediction, just a thoughtful analysis based over how I've observed gaming sales history over the decades. It is an interesting market, to be certain. This is based off of only one video blog and one person as an example. Devil May Cry, Part 4.5, Devils Never Cry. The link is below. It is by Event Status, and he has quite a bit of passion and information. He often references quite a bit, and even though he speaks quite a bit in earnest, he does seem to have some valid points on the lack of support of the fans for this new product. Now let's get into the numbers. Each game is expected to be $60. Capcom is expecting, or at least the last time that I heard, to have $5 million as their projected sales for the game. On that one blog, there were 530 likes of the YouTube episode made by Event Status. Now, if you take that, multiply it by the $60, that will give you $31,800 worth of games not being sold to the people who agree with the blog. Now, that's a chunk of change, but a drop in the bucket compared to the projected amount of sales for Capcom. Reminding, that is the 5 million mark. But wait, there's this little thing about networking. You see, gamers are the ultimate source of advertising. Don't believe me? Ever hear of Angry Birds? Anyhow, for the next part, we'll take into account the fact that gamers talk and that there are always people who rely on their suggestions. So here's an example on if 4 potential customers are strongly suggested not to purchase the game due to issues associated with company ethics, developers' presentation of acknowledgement or respect for customers, or simply a disagreement with the form and function of the game. Now take the $31,800, multiply that by 5 because each person had suggested to 4 individual people, and you'll come up with a total of $159,000. Now here's the next part. We're going into the subscribers for Event Status. In total, the last time that I checked, he has 10,562. Now, if only a quarter of those agree and aren't on the like of the blog that I mentioned before, that would be a total of 2,640 people. Now, you multiply that by the $60 per game, that's $158,400 from estimate subscribers to Event Status that are not going to purchase Devil May Cry. Now, again, I mentioned that Capcom projected sales to be $5 million. But if you take the $159,000 from the blog and you take the $158,400 from the subscribers, you add those together, that is $317,400 of potential loss of sales from merely one person alone, one mere blogger. That's 6.3% of the total anticipated sales that they will not receive. Now, that's the monetary power of only one fan on one video blog on YouTube. I don't know about you, but that's quite a bit of money that Capcom will not be able to receive from these individuals. This is a much milder analysis than if you take a look at www.petitionspot.com. /petitions/DMC, an online petitioning site. 6,000 people signed the last that I checked, and we're talking about $60 a game. That's a whopping total of $360,000 in total sales. That's 7.2% of the total projected amount right there. Do you remember that factor of 4 that I mentioned before, the power of communication with gamers? So if you take those additional 4 people, that's going to make $1,800,000 of loss. We're talking about 36% of the anticipated amount of $5 million for Capcom. Why do I mention this? This is why belittling and degrading your consumer is always the worst form of advertising that anyone can do. But the ironic part is it doesn't cost a dime to the people who speak their differences of opinion. It might cost between 10 to 36% of potential sales goal, though.